I'm going to go down the line here on this train set. We'll start with the Hogwarts Express car, modified just a tiny bit. I think I added one layer of bricks to make it a little taller to match these passenger train cars from the My Own Train series that came out, I believe, in the early 2000s. I got all these at Target at the time on clearance. I added the figures, but the doors and the seats and the windows were all pieces that weren't readily available at the time other than in these sets, so I wish I had bought more of them. The base train set came with the green passenger car and one caboose. This blue car was separate, and then it also came with the engine and the tender, and I'll come back to those in a minute. We got some ninjas running around on top of the train and the Joker, and then on the caboose got Batman and Robin. Probably the only flesh tone minifigures that might be in this layout. And then I'll just bring the train back here. So this is the coal tender. I think that's the official build. I just didn't put the stickers on it. And then the train is more or less original. Any of those dark gray pieces are things I added, and I kind of changed the design of the front and the sides a little bit just to make it more to my liking. This was one of the last 9-volt trains they made before going to battery boxes. Most of the Lego trains are not the greatest design. I'd say this is one of the best, besides like the Burlington Northern and Santa Fe cars. This old school town train is pretty cool. That's a modified car that I made. But the engine of this one is basically just a little cockpit with a motor under it. And then that train had a truck that could carry the little passenger compartments and luggage compartments, which are stashed on the front and back of the passenger things. And they're set up on a very small layout with mostly older 80s and 90s town vehicles. Almost all of these I got at yard sales in the early 2000s. I never had many town sets when I was a kid. I was way more into the outer space sets. most of which got pretty trashed just from playing with them and prying them apart with butter knives and stuff to build my own things out of. The bricks back then were not nearly as flexible and pliable. I have the train station there, this little overhang on the platform. The train fits under it, and anytime I mess around with putting some figures on top, I just run it around slowly the first time to make sure nothing's sticking out that will get snagged up. Kind of a little bit of everything in here. It's crowded. All of this is on a 4x8 layout. The track itself, just a circle, takes 30 inches to turn around, 180. So you're pretty limited with what you can build. Got my town buildings here, which I built out really tall with very skinny little levels to them.